Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. This show is in English. Este programa está en inglés. Questo spettacolo è in inglese. Se spettacolo è in inglés. Hello, welcome to this new episode of the Alex Show.tv. As you can see, we have my very good friend Tony from London again on the chat. Thank you, mate, for being here. Always a pleasure, always an honor.
Thanks, mate. Honor's mine. Yes.
So today, thank you, mate. So today we were discussing that we're going to do the subject of appearances. It's a very interesting subject because there's so much to talk about. I think one of the main problems in the world is this concept of appearances. So with that, mate, all yours. Take it away. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, this idea came to me this morning. I was walking along. I was on my bike cycling, and I trained it up, got off, and I started walking. And I was near Savile Row. This is Savile Row, you know, fine clothing street. And I thought about it. It just came to me about there's a story in British language called Emperor's New Clothes. It's basically the emperor's got no clothes on, but the public watching him make out that he's got clothes on. But the boy, the little young boy, he's watching. He says, "Mum, Dad, he's got no clothes on." And then, "No, shut up. Of course he has. Of course he has. What are you talking about?" But the boy's the only one who can see the truth. It's appearances, and we're taught appearances are real, and this is the truth. But underneath, there's nothing there. It's empty. So, yeah, I thought this was a nice little situation to sit in and record it, a backdrop of some of the finest clothes in the world. And I think we look at life and we look at what other people have, you know, whether it's clothing, cars, jewelry, houses. This is just a capitalist system we live in. And everyone's chasing more and more. So, and they want to be better than the next guy. So they're looking at, well, he's got the same as me. I don't feel special anymore. I think that's what it is, feeling special. And capitalism markets it to us. Oh, if you get this, you'll feel special. You'll be better than the next one. So everyone's trying to be better than the next guy and have that special feeling. Like when you get a new car. I've never owned a brand new car, but when you get a new car, they sit in it and it smells different. It smells clean and fresh and it drives better. It seems to drive better because it's brand new. And it isn't any better than an older car. It's just, it appears better, so they feel better. And I think the world is built on appearances. So this street here, I did an apprenticeship here a few years ago, for a year. And there are amazing clothes, hand sewn, quality fabrics, quality wool, but it's just a suit. It's no better than what I've got on. It's the same, does the same job, but people feel superior if they've got this stuff than opposed to what I've got on. They feel superior, and ego, it's ego. So yeah, mate, ego and appearances are very closely linked. And I think what you own shouldn't be a representation of what you are. What you are should be your character, not the appearance. I'll say that much, yeah.
Well, excellent introduction, mate. And yes, you know, I agree completely in this one. And by the way, there's a show that just came out, similar concept, but I was talking about success, okay? And I already kind of touched that subject a couple of times on the channel. That I think all of this is implanted, mate. All of this is implanted that we need the good stuff. We need the comfortable stuff. You know, I remember a line in a movie, A Family Man, of this Nicolas Cage, excellent movie, and he talks about this concept because he starts in the movie as a very successful Wall Street president of a company, has all the money in the world, has a Ferrari, and then kind of he sees a glimpse. It's probably a dream, but you know, it's kind of a little bit an imaginary movie that he sees a glimpse of the possibility of kind of different life if he had married very young. And so he's struggling, as we most are, paying a mortgage, selling tires and that. And he remembers his whole life, mate. So imagine that. It's not that if he didn't remember, you see the concept. This is I'm going to make a point here. If he hadn't remembered the quality, the comparison of having a Ferrari, living in Park Avenue in New York, having butlers, having servants, having all these, everyone knowing his name and that, being a public figure. And he goes to a normal guy paying a mortgage, having 2 kids, selling tires, struggling to make ends meet, like 80% or 90% of the world, okay, or even more. So that comparison is what's killing him. And they go to a mall on Sunday, and he sees he liked a lot of suits when he was rich and that, of course. And, you know, $2,000, $3,000 suits and watches and everything you said, what you have right now on the screen. And so he puts on a suit, and he says to his wife on this new reality he's having kind of a glimpse, I feel this suit makes me a better man.
That's it.
That's the line. Okay. Why? How? I mean, and I remember when I saw it, that I was like, what? Of course, the movie has a little story in it that he changes. He eventually, what happens, a little bit sad, is that some stuff is popping on my screen, that he changes and loves his new life, and he totally detaches from this, but then he's told this was a glimpse. So he goes to bed one night and he wakes up on his old reality, and he hates it, okay, because he's alone. Yes, he's rich and that, but he grew to love. Yes, he struggles. He said, I still have 120 payments on the house, 10 years of mortgage. And I have to find a way to reach the end of the month, like a lot of people do. A lot of people get to the end of the month with a few dollars or pounds or something. A lot of people do. But that doesn't mean necessarily that, your reality is bad. No. Because we're built in this concept that these things that you don't need, I don't have a watch. I don't need it. But some people that have a Rolex, and they feel if someone steals them that or something, it's like their life has ended them.
Yeah.
And it's a stupid watch. Okay. It gives the time, same as your cell phone.
Yeah.
So
it's like an extension of us, isn't it?
Yes. And for example, the people that make the line, you certainly have seen this stuff made. The people that make the line on the iPhone store, when the next morning the new iPhone, not right now where I think it's 15, so it's going to be the 16 is out, which is basically the same thing. I mean, as a little bit better, maybe a little bit faster, a little bit whatever than the one you have. But they say, I need to have it, so I'm going to be here all night. And maybe it's 1 month's salary, because not all of those people are wealthy. It's one right now. The cell phone has become what you're saying, even more than clothes and watches and that. The cell phone mate. I can assure you there are people that make a lot or less money than you make, and they have a better cell phone. Yes. I can assure you. The one that I remember one time, the one that cuts the grass there in the house and that, and he told me, and he was very proud. And he said, why do you spend all the money? That's a very expensive cell phone. Oh, because it's the only good thing I have in my life. How sad. So I go back to the example of the suit. It was a $2,000 suit. For that life he was having, $2,000 was, I don't know, maybe a month's salary, half month salary. Yeah. And the wife says, if it makes you happy, let's buy it and let's take it from the savings. I mean, you really need it. He says, no. He took it off and goes, no. Yeah. But not in a good way. He was upset by saying, this suit makes me a better person. But how is that? A watch makes you a better person, a cell phone, a car, bank account?
I got the answer. I think I see it. I see what it is. Shall I tell you? Shall I say it?
Go ahead, mate. Go ahead. Sorry, I went on. Yeah.
No. It came to me as you was talking. When they said this suit makes me a better person, or this watch makes me a better, or the phone, it's psychology. In our head, we've got a story of our own life. Like most people, they have an image of themselves. In like, I'm sitting on a beach in the Bahamas, or I'm driving a Rolls Royce. No, you're not. No, you're not. But in their head, they are. So this story in their head, if they can imitate the story by even one little thing, like a watch or a phone or a suit, it's like I've got one piece of the puzzle. I've got one bit of my story. So in real life, so I've got one watch. All I need now is the house, the car, the jewelry, and then this is things. Yeah, it never ends. It never ends, honestly. Ego, but they've got a story in their head that they're dreaming of making come true. And if they get this object that's in the story, they've got one piece of it, and then they just need to carry on and get the next piece and the next piece until this comes true. But this isn't real, and it may never come true. So it's kind of living a double life. They're living a double life, trying to snatch a bit of luxury here and there to kind of feel special, to feel like the person they are in their head. And it's like, stop that, switch that off, get rid of that. That's not reality. Deal with life and stop following everyone else. Think for yourself, you know, be content in your own self. Make sure your conscience is clean. You're living well, you're treating people well. But it's a long road. Yeah, it's that story in their head that we're trying to imitate. And that story is always get fed to us by the media and the world around us to keep us chasing, to keep us in debt, to keep us with a mortgage, to keep us with a loan, or keep us working, keep us trapped. And these luxury items, when you actually look at them, they're no better than a 10 price object of the same thing. A coat is a coat, watch is a watch, shoes are shoes. It's what we imagine them to be that makes us superior. Yeah, it's the story in their head, mate, is the problem that we're fed from the world. That's what I see, mate.
Yes, and I just recently made for the Spanish channel, and if you don't mind, mate, I just want to invite again for any Spanish speakers. I kind of separated in two channels. elshowdealex.tv. You can find the link on the channel description on all videos I'm going to include it for all Spanish speakers. So I'm doing different shows on English and Spanish. They're not necessarily the same show translated. So I made a show on the Spanish channel about a company that is scanning irises, the iris of the eye of people, and giving cryptocurrency, not Bitcoin, a different one called WorldCoin. And mate, it's a file, mate. Crypto, in essence, it's a computer file, an encryption.
Right.
Okay, that's it, mate. It's numbers, letters. And right now, it's probably higher than that because it's going very high right now. But right now, a Bitcoin, it's $70,000. Okay, one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin, yes. $7,000. Okay. And in a wallet, you could have 100 or something like that, which are $7 million US. And the thing is, it's a pile.
Yeah.
At least gold is something. For example, gold is something, mate. It's something. I mean, it has properties. It's a very important material in the universe. Gold. At least gold has something. Silver has something. A piece of food is something. A car, at least a car is something. But this is a computer pile that we have elected. We, the world, not you and I, but we, the world, have elected to give it $70,000 each value.
Crazy.
So what you're saying is that why a Rolex is, I think they are the cheapest one, 10,000 each watch, the cheapest one.
Yeah.
They go higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
5,000.
Because we put that value on that. Okay.
Exactly. Good point.
Yeah. So it's all a mirage, mate, in a way. They sell us this idea that you need to have a nice suit, you need to have a nice watch, you need to have a nice car, you need to live in a nice place of town, in a big apartment, big house, or something like that. You need to have the bank account. You need to travel. Maybe that's the one that is a little bit more benign than all of it. Because traveling enriches you in a way. If you especially go to different cultures and that's not bad. You can do it, okay? You cannot do it, there's no problem. I mean, it's not like you're, something wrong with you. If you can do it, do it. But I don't agree that if you can do it, have 100 Ferraris. I share it many times. I believe the ones that have a lot of money have an opportunity, a golden opportunity to convert, transmute money in what it is, an enslavement mechanism, into energy. How? By using it in the other side. Make individual changes to people's lives. Not the general one saying, okay, here it goes, $1 million to the Red Cross. That's gonna trickle down to, it's like throwing a glass of water to a fire. Okay? So nothing out. But if you pick a small fire and you totally take it out, you change a lot.
Yeah.
You, for example, pay for education of someone. If you, for example, help someone set up a business, something like that, change an individual situation. That's money as energy, okay?
Yeah.
That's money as energy. And the people that no, go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, I see it also is you can give money to someone individually and make them go to college or start a business. But I see that as still part of the system. Their thinking isn't changed. So, like I said earlier, it's the advertising. If you got rid of advertising, we wouldn't strive for these luxury items. We wouldn't chase luxury items. So I would see it as, rather than giving, you can give money, that's good, but also give knowledge. Like knowledge as in, why do you want a Rolex? Why do you want a Savile Row suit? Why do you want an Apple iPhone? And let them start and give them knowledge to say, is it because you watch TV and the advertising and you want to be in the advert on the yacht with the nice, pretty women and the Bacardi drink? You want to be there, don't you? Because the advert told you. The advert, you see the advert and you want it. And they might go, yeah, maybe, and just leave it with them. But give them knowledge as to why they want to follow capitalist dreams and capitalist goals. And then they may decide to not chase it. And then over time, more people get to feel more contented without this stuff. So giving money is great, yeah, but also give them knowledge with it. And say, don't just spend all this money I'm giving you on a Rolex. You know, that's a waste. Don't just start a business and then don't learn anything about life. Start a business that's ethical. Start a business that is maybe encompassing all walks of life. You know, get a school of wisdom or something that's going to benefit society and not just continue the process of chasing. So yeah, the money would be a good start, definitely. But knowledge too, knowledge of why do we do what we do? Why do we chase these images on the TV or the cinema or the billboards? Why do we want to be like that? Why do you want to follow these people? You don't know where it ends. And just let them question, like Socrates. Ask them a question. Why? And then leave it with them. But yeah, it's psychology, mate. The advertising industry is so sophisticated. And it shows you a dream that you're meant to chase. And I've never wanted to follow it. I've seen nice things. I wanted some of them. But I knew it wasn't me. I always had my own autonomy, my own... I follow my own nose. You know, I don't follow anyone else. Like my granddad taught me when I was a kid. Use your own mind. And that's been a good thing. I've been blessed. So I believe people need to use their own mind, think for themselves, and get that contentment back that's from within. It's not from without, it's within. So yeah, give them money, but give them knowledge too. And that's how the world changes. That's what I see.
Yes, mate. I guess you're totally right. I guess I'm imagining that when someone does an individual project like that, for example, paying for education or setting up a business, usually it's like a flower that becomes so nice and beautiful and benign that then it kind of trickles down. Money as energy, that's what I'm trying to say. If they reach to a point they can do it, they do it, and it helps. Yeah. I agree with you that it's not about spending for spending, and I agree with all that. But we do need money in this reality, mate. That's
oh yeah,
that's a given. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I wish it was not the case. If it wasn't the case, that's what I support and talk about that all the time. But I see these projects. Mate. Right now, I'm following one in Argentina called Small Community. They all need money, mate. Okay, let's build a small community with solar panels, with water systems. They all need money. Where are you going to get the stuff? How are you going to maintain that stuff? With money. Okay. I wish it was not the case. I wish we could build all that from elements, free elements from the out there.
Barter is an option. Barter.
It's still money, mate. It's still value. It's still. I mean, money's a paper, but it's like a contract of barter. That's why I'm not a fan of barter, because it's still value. And for example, more than I think the way a small community will work is when value is taken out. When we're gonna say we're gonna be part of this community and we're gonna give our time, our labor. No saying, hey, I work 8 hours and you work 4, so double for me. No. I work 8 hours, you work 0. So it has to
But barter
have
would be a way out. Yeah. Barter would be a way out of this capitalist money system, like trading skills. I'm a carpenter. You're a plumber. You can fix my boiler. I can build your house. You know, that would be a step forward.
but we know equivalent value, mate, because if not, it's still money. You see, if we say, okay, my skills as a plumber are triple of a skill of the one that cleans the toilets, then still you're gonna have to work triple, for example, to compensate.
Yeah,
It still has a money, it still has a value system.
you get
You know what I'm trying to say, you know?
Yeah, that could be worked out though. That could be worked out.
Yes, for the way is, hey, I'm a plumber. I'm gonna do whatever it needs, whatever is asked of me, and I'm not gonna be keeping tabs saying, hey, I work 100 man hours or something like that. Then it becomes then the element of value is taken out. Because with the element of value, there's scarcity. Hey, I work 100 hours, so I want my 100 hours back. That's still money.
Yeah.
In some way.
Everyone works 100 hours. It all works. It all sinks.
Exactly. If you take the money at the top. We're talking kind of communism, mate, and that's a problem because some people say these guys are socialists or something. No. What I read in a book sometimes, the communist dream was a very benign dream in a way if it was like that, okay? Taking the small community, that's communism, where the word comes from, taking the community concept of saying, I'm just gonna work and I'm gonna trust the process that is gonna work out. Why did communism fail? Because it's corrupt, mate, because it's scarcity. So people will go to factories, people will be doctors, people will be engineers, and they will put their money, and at the end, who was taken advantage? Who was on the top? Okay?
Yeah, that's the problem. Leaders.
Who was left with the crumbles and a crumbling infrastructure and stuff like that? The ones on the bottom. And that's why whoever complained, there was force, you see. Hey, I don't like this anymore. I don't like this anymore. This is not the way. The president should be here with us working. Okay? There's no concept of hierarchy, no concept of value.
That's it.
It's not, you are not more important than me. That's why they call themselves comrades. It was a special word that you will call the president even comrade. But the president was there with servants, huge houses, personal plane, cars, and all kind of comforts, and not all kind of appearances. Like
Animal Farm. Animal Farm. The book.
Sorry?
Animal Farm.
Oh, yes.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So I think without the leaders, we'd be fine. We just do what we need to do to help each other and make it work. But yeah, it's this whole, they feed us the dream and we seem to be hypnotized. You know, we're hypnotized by the bright lights and the TV and the posters. Oh, I've got to buy a Rolex. I've got to buy an Apple phone. This and this. We're in a trance, you know, we're in a hypnotized state. So, yeah, appearances I would see as not what they appear after, you know, after you've seen them a while. Once you've looked at them long enough, they're not what you thought they were.
Well, the worst one of all, mate, jewelry. That's even worse than a Rolex, because a Rolex at least gives the time.
Yeah.
But a necklace or earrings, what's the benefit? Okay. Nothing at all. It's all appearances. And the story is the jewelry comes from a far time away, that it was the way for kings and queens and that to show to the populace, to show to the lesser ones. Okay? That because I have this gold necklace, I'm more than you. You should see me as a queen. So they had to have the jewelry and and the appearances that they dress better, the nice dresses or whatever, and the populace was with the dirty clothes and that. Sure. Because they wanted to implant in their brains that they're different. Okay?
Yeah, superior.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So people that make a lot of money, they then they buy the jewelry because they go to a party or social engagement, and it's a way of saying, hey, really the only purpose is, hey, I'll have a lot of money. That's it.
Yeah, showing off. Yeah,
sure. Exactly.
Yeah, I think we just need to snap out of it. We need to snap out of the hypnosis. So yeah, okay, you like gold chains and rings, good. That's fine. I'm fine without them. but but we're equal. We're still equal. Accept each other for being who they are, but no one's better than anyone else. But it's the system that promotes division and that hierarchy, like you say. And if people could get out of the hierarchy mentality, we'd work together because there would be no division. It's the hierarchy that's the problem. And it's fed to us by the media, the Pied Piper. So yes, appearances, great. Appreciate them. Appreciate the work that's gone into that thing, that item. Appreciate the artistic merit and the skill, but keep it in perspective. It's just a watch. It's just a phone. It's just a car. Don't give it more than its dues. Keep it in perspective. The priority is people. The priority is each other, us, people, all men, women, and children. They're the priority, not objects. These ideals of luxury and status. We need to get back to people being the priority instead of appearance. Yeah, mate. Fascinating world, isn't it?
Yes, and I have to say, mate, I think it all goes back to value. I think we eventually, I don't think you and I are going to see it in hundreds of years or something. We're going to evolve to understanding that we keep putting value in everything, value of time, work. As you say, why a Rolex is worth $10,000, the cheapest one? Because someone pays for it.
Yeah.
If suddenly no one in the world wants a Rolex, it doesn't matter that it has diamonds and gold and whatever and the best mechanism because it's a Swiss mechanism or something like that. It doesn't matter. No one is willing to pay for it. So it has to be worth 5,000, 1,000 until it finds its price. So the way we're gonna get away from the value system is when things are gonna be abundant, but we're gonna have what we need, not what we want. So the ego is not fed. It's really our spirit that is fed, because we're gonna have what we need. You need to eat. We're gonna have food some way, somehow. I don't know the mechanism, but it's gonna work out. You're gonna need shelter. You're gonna have it. You're gonna need clothing. I don't know. Maybe we're not gonna need clothing. I don't know how it's gonna the details, but we're gonna have our needs met. And if you are gonna be in such peace, in such higher expression of you, that you're gonna help this world in whatever way you can do, without being concerned saying, "Hey, I worked 10,000 hours. Where is my value back?" Because even in barter, it's a benign. It's better than money. I agree. It's very benign barter, but it's gonna get to a point that if I have a watch and you have a typewriter, we're gonna have to deal some sort of value. Right? Maybe I need to give you 3 watches for the typewriter. So it's money again. Money just makes it easier. And of course, when they introduced money a long time ago, thousands of years ago, when they introduced money, mate, they control the money supply. Remember the monopoly? They are the bank monopoly.
Yeah.
So of course money is worse than barter in that sense that they control the supply. Okay. Yeah. I recently saw a tweet on X. It was, cryptos are a scam. Listen to this point. Limited supply. 1% has 30% of the supply. 1% of the users have 30% of the supply. And 4 or 5 things that seem like a scam. And he said, by the way, this is a US dollar. It was not a crypto. He was making a joke. This is a US dollar. Okay. For limited supply, man, they can print as much, and they don't print anymore. They use electronic money. Printing is a thing of the past. They just increase zeros in a computer. And when the 2008 financial crisis hit, what did the US do? Print money. I mean, again, not printing bills, but just computer money. Just what they call it, quantitative easing. Basically, expand the money supply.
That's it. Quantitative easing.
And that's why I also read a very good one, mate, saying, why if all countries in the world are in debt, where did the money go?
Yeah.
Think about it. I mean, it will be normal if some countries are in debt and some countries are owed. Okay, they're in surplus. But all countries in the world, mate, are in debt. It's amazing.
And there's no
And you know the number one? The United States.
yeah.
It's amazing because some people think, oh, the United, and this is not to my American friends. This is not. I'm not dissing your country. I'm just saying it's amazing that this dream, that the American dream, and people go, and the most country in debt in the world is the United States. That's a fact.
Sure.
And the European Union and the European countries are right behind.
Yeah.
It's not Mexico, Argentina, Somalia, no, because they have a much limited access to money. So how could they be more in debt than the big countries that have huge access? Okay.
Yeah. And we kept in debt, aren't we? We kept in debt so that we are constantly trying to feed a lifestyle. We're trying to keep up with the Joneses, keep up with the next guy. And we're fed these images to keep us in debt. And no one can see it. Not many see it. It's like, stop buying fancy goods. You won't be in debt. You won't be in debt. It's easy. Just buy a basic clothing, basic watch, and you'll be fine. And you'll have more time for your friends and family. You won't be working 80 hours a week to buy that watch.
And
so, yeah.
Mate, yes, that's the case that most people are in debt, but there are many reasons to be in debt. Because I'm in debt, and honestly, I never felt it was through luxury items. Sometimes you're in debt just to live, just to pay for school of your kids, just to pay the mortgage. So you start in this kind of quicksand. It's very strange. You see money, but money just comes through me. Honestly, I just see money come through. I get money, I pay money. I get money, I pay all the time, every day. So some people, when I say, oh, how much do you make? And I say the number, they say, well, you don't make bad money. Yes, but all my money is transitional because that's the energy part that I don't see, you see? Because I'm in this quicksand, okay? And sometimes the problem is you go through a rough patch, or you have a situation like my defrauding that throws you into the quicksand. And once you're in the quicksand, mate, I now know, and I suggested to anyone on that, money kind of, imagine it's in the ocean, this circle that just going around, you're not getting out, and maybe you're going even deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Is trying to get out as quick as possible. So for example, you're starting to use your credit cards, stop. Even you need to stop eating or something, maybe 2 meals a day, 1 meal a day, something like that, stop. And just say, wait, what's going on? Because then you're gonna get the interest and that, and it starts being, so you start feeding that. The same with companies, by the way. I mean, some healthy companies, they start getting some debt, and then they start servicing this debt. That's the concept, that's the term, servicing the debt. And then suddenly, it's all about the debt. They cannot do anymore. They cannot expand. They cannot. And I think I told you with airlines, they suddenly stop one day. You were gonna be going to Spain, and suddenly you go to, and the airline has disappeared because it cannot pay. It cannot pay for fuel anymore. It cannot pay for airport fees anymore. It cannot pay for salaries anymore. And some companies, they stop, like a wheel that suddenly stops. Okay?
Yeah. Crazy.
So you're totally right, mate, that I think you have the right idea that these appearances are a system of keeping us in debt. Because keeping us in debt, they keep us in check. If you have financial liberty, which I think is being not in debt, and not being dependent on salary or something like that, because if you're not in debt or you're dependent on salary, they can stop the salary, and so you're in trouble. But for me, the people that have reached this, they have assets for some way that they're gonna make it. Wow, what a beautiful thing because they are out of the system in some way.
Yeah.
But again, no, go ahead, man.
Yeah, it's exactly what you say. Appearances is what entraps us. It's what makes us in debt because we give it an inflated value of an object that shouldn't be inflated. You know, a Rolex shouldn't be that price. It shouldn't be that much more than a Timex or Seiko. But it's inflated value. It's inflated out of all proportion, and the price is so high that it's unrealistic. But people are fooled into it. They're fooled into and tricked into buying this stuff, and that's where the debt comes. If they could see clearly, yeah, it's just a watch. I don't care. I'm going to get this one. 1,000th the price. No, it's a Rolex though. It's great. It's a Rolex. It's amazing. Look, James Bond wears it. I don't care if James Bond wears it. I don't care if the Pope wears it. I don't care if Mickey Mouse wears it. I'm getting the cheap one. And it's this buying into their illusion, the smoke and mirrors, the hypnosis. But it make you feel better. You look better. You look younger if you wear this watch. It's like, and they buy into it. No, mate, you won't. You won't look younger. You look poorer. You look.
Well,
It's not real. It's not real.
I agree with you, mate. But we're going to be in the minority because
Yeah.
certainly a Rolex is better than a Timex. Okay, let's just be real about that. Same as a
Oh,
Ferrari is better than a Volkswagen. But
Oh, I don't
but it's not worth it. That's what I want to say. It's not. Remember when we had, I think it was the episode on comfort or some other one, that I told you that I feel that people that go first class, especially first class, because in long haul travel there are 3 or 4 classes. Well, there could be 2 from airlines. But let's do the airlines that have 3 or 4. The ones that have 3 is first class, business class, and economy class. The ones that have 4 is first class, business class, premium economy, and okay.
And 4.
Yes, some 4. And some have 2, business class and economy or first class and economy. Okay, but
Yeah.
that has become a rarity. But the one thing that there are 4 classes or 3, and going first class, mate, which is basically like a suite or something like that, and you have also. Sometimes they do it because I can pay for it, and I do it because I can pay for it. I could be business class and it's perfectly fine, and I'm gonna be it's a bed, it's fine. Okay, I can pay for first class, so it's like a status symbol. You see?
Yeah.
Same as a Rolex, and I'm sure there are more expensive watches than Rolexes that I don't even know. But these ultra uber rich, they Rolex. No, that's for the rich. I'm an ultra rich. You see? And some people they don't go first class. They buy their own planes.
Yeah.
And it keeps going. And then the ones that have one plane, there are some that have several planes. and we keep going. Okay? There's no limit, but it all goes back. And I totally agree with you on this. That is all an ego play. That it's okay. I was born a prince. I don't know these countries out there in the Middle East. Which one is the one? Sultan of whatever. The smaller ones. Oman, for example, has a lot of money. And the sultans, they used to get 767s, which is a long haul plane, 50 meters long. And they will play takeoffs and landings, like doing hard landing, playing with the big plane, and maybe even cause damage and that, and then laughing. And you see what it gets, right? That's why sometimes it gets demonic, and they need to have orgies, and they need to sometimes do satanic stuff, because it gets, like you like saying, remember, because it gets to a point that nothing fits their ego anymore. There are no Rolexes that fit their ego. There are no clothes that fit their ego. There are no planes that fit it. They want more. They need more. Something more exciting. Something more,
Yeah. They've done this. They've done the first dream. They've got all the luxuries in the first story, and they're bored.
Yes.
Oh, let's make a new story. I need a new story in my head to follow, rather than coming home to their self, to their heart, in the present moment, contented. They're always following a story and an appearance. Yeah. Really,
and imagine, mate, if, for example, you are the Sultan of Oman, and you have all the luxuries, and you have your private plane. I'm not saying you should have that, but you start using money as energy and changing lives. That's a life purpose, okay? That's the sad part for me of money. That when money becomes the objective, when money becomes, and you feel you're successful because of money, then that's the problem. And that's why a lot of people end up 70, 80, depressed.
Yes.
And then they notice all the ones that have a lot of money, all the family like sharks. When are you gonna die? Because we want the money, we want the inheritance, and they know it, mate. And how sad it will be that people want me dead because of my money.
It's a heartless world, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a heart. That when you have to look down your nose at someone, you need. Oh, I need to get money. I need to be rich, and then I can feel superior, and I can look down my nose at this one, and I might want to kick. I'll kick them. Yeah, I might even punch them. And I laugh at them when they're in the gutter, on the street, in the gutter. I'll laugh at them. It's like, is that why you want to be up there? So you can laugh at these poor people? it's a demonic energy. It's a negative energy to want to be better than somebody else. Do you know
It
what I mean?
is.
That to want to be better than someone is it's not good. It's mental. It's ego. It's all mind made. It's not the heart. It's mind. Yeah, but it's choice. I think people's choices. I do see it, like you say. Everyone's on the line. Everyone's somewhere along that line in development, and it's up to the individual to make these choices for themselves and learn in their own time. Go, you know what? Oh, I feel so bad about laughing at that homeless man, or not giving to charity, or not giving to. Well, I don't trust charity, but not helping people, and they learn. Their conscience gets them. And only then do they learn, and it's an individual thing. It always comes back to the individual. So, yeah, it's almost like we're in Alice in Wonderland, illusion, appearance, fakery. A magician's trick, the Truman Show. That's a good.
Yes, and
yeah.
I also feel another one is The Wizard of Oz, the book, especially the film also, but the book.
Sure.
That is all trickery. I mean, you are in full control. You are
Yeah.
always in full control, and through fear, you're always in this. Oh my God, and the witch, and at the end, the bad guy is this size, and you're this size, and he tells you you were always in control.
Exactly.
That's why I had to make all this. Oh, and scare you, to make you small as me. That's what's demonic. Demonic means bring a level, being that is here to my demonic place. They do that through death, through suffering, through worry, to make you make hard choices. And then the problem is a lot violate their own morality.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's the thing.
And then you suddenly start justifying yourself through the brain of saying, wait, but I didn't kill anyone. Yes, I'm a corrupt politician, but I didn't kill anyone. I work very hard. I deserve it. I work all my life, so I deserve this luxury, and maybe businessmen. A lot of businessmen are honest, yes, but a lot of businessmen they pay to destroy their competitors. They pay corrupt politicians to get the contracts. That's a very well-known one. Construction companies all around the world, the bigger ones, they pay the government. They pay officials in the government to ignore smaller companies. So how could they compete, mate? And they overcharge. The government, the people of the country lose because it's more expensive to build things, and they kick back that money. You see, so a lot of people you see, how they call it? What's the name of someone? Philanthropist. They are corrupt.
Yeah,
as you can imagine.
It's all dodgy, isn't it?
And that's why remember the episode like 10 episodes ago, intentionality. The universe sees everything. The universe, you are there inside you laughing like, oh, these people think I'm so good and I'm so corrupt. Well, the universe knows.
No.
The universe knows. Okay?
Right.
And you are not fooling anyone. You are not fooling anyone because at the end, because you cannot fool the universe, that's going to be karma. It's going to say, sure, you enjoy the moment because at the end you did wrong. You violated your own morality. And I think that's the strongest test we're here making. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is your intentions and you don't violate your own morality.
Very good point.
No matter, I mean, I told you the story of the very well-known in my city. Stole 1 kilo, 2.2 pounds of meat because he was desperate for his family. The intentionality is very low.
Yeah.
But the ones that steal from others, the corrupt politicians, the corrupt businessmen, for their planes, for their Rolexes, for their clothes, that's very high intentionality.
Yes. It's a spiritual life, mate. There's no doubt about it in my book. And people are running away from their self. They're running away from their self to their head. They're living in their head. And underneath, their self is waiting for them to come home. So what were you doing? What were you thinking? That was the problem. You were thinking. You had no conscience. You had no compassion. You had no heart. You was an empty shell. Living stories in your head. What are you doing? Wake up. You're in a trance, I think that's what the world is, in a trance. From the media, TV, movies, social media. They're chasing the dreams that have been planted in their heads. and they believe the appearance. It's illusional. It's all illusion. It's just people, life, animals, cats, dogs, real life. That's what matters. Yeah, it's been great. Appearances. Yeah, it's always good when we talk because we sort of uncover life, don't we?
Yes. By the way, perfect, because I was gonna tell you that we're about to. Do you have any final comments or final thoughts? But before I say that, I want to tell to everyone they cannot see the pre-recording, but it's amazing because you suggested this subject and we didn't prepare it. So that's the best. If we had, for example, talked yesterday and said, let's do appearances, and we kind of research what, I don't know, psychologists say, and we're not serving anyone, okay? We're not serving anyone. What you're getting here is two guys that are going to tell you straight stuff from their hearts. Is that any valuable? You decide. Maybe that has zero value to you. Perfect. Don't watch anymore. I'm sorry to see you go. This is entertaining. I think that's positive. That's neutral. This discovers something in you that, for example, you have a lot of money and you decide to go away from the luxury of appearances to maybe start using your money as energy. Oh my God, this episode served a purpose, a very important. Again, you don't have to like us. You don't have to like us. It's understandable. We're not gonna, you say, like psychologists. When I speak to psychologists, I have a problem because they feel superior immediately. All because I studied the psychology of human beings. We don't understand that. We don't know. I mean, some things we're not supposed to have to go with your intuition. And they start saying, no, yes, because Freud said that. Yeah. You lost me there. I don't care what you're going to say anymore. You know what I'm trying to say? Yes, all the ego that
up there again. Come on, knock. Come out.
So, mate, anything in closing?
No, thanks for the chat. I'll just say appearances are illusions. They're not what they show you on the surface. Same with people. People can be delusional. They'll show you one side, the nice smile, the fancy suit, and underneath they're a crook. So beware of appearances. Yeah. And just be compassionate to people and be present and compassionate, and beware of appearances, and take care, look after each other.
Yes, mate, I agree completely. I mean, appearances, I don't think they're going to exist in a higher reality, in a different reality.
No,
I think we're going to get completely away from that. They kind of intrinsically are part of this world of levels, of hierarchies, of scarcity. Some have more, some have less.
Yeah.
So they are kind of the telltale. That you see someone has a Rolex, has a nice suit, this person is doing well for himself. We don't know. That person could be a demon, okay? And you are already labeling them appearances in this reality, but I see very wrong. It's already like that. He's a successful person. I don't know. Thank you, mate. Well, I don't have any more to say. Thank you very much for watching. If you can... Sorry?
No, I was just saying, I'll see it as a test. It's a spiritual test. Temptation. Some follow the shiny objects like bells and whistles, trinkets, and some are compassionate. Some just live genuine, authentic life. But yeah, I think it's all a spiritual test, though. That's my view.
You don't need a Rolex, you don't need a suit, you don't need a car, you don't need a plane to be a good person at all. And if you have it, it doesn't make you automatically one. In a nutshell. What makes you a good person is this moral test, this morality test, like you say. That doesn't matter the situations you face here in this reality, you always go with your compass that is always going to be right. That's why I had a show recently that I said that I don't see this evolving of the spirit, because always when you do bad, the spirit is going to say don't do it. Okay? But you have free will, so go right ahead. I can assure you, the demons through history, Hitlers and all that, their morality side was saying, no, don't do it. But at the end, they decide to side, because we're two things. We're a spirit in a body, and the body has some control in this reality. It's a physical reality. So if they decide to side with their body and their brain, It's part of the body, not the spirit. See, that's the important part of the brain. The brain is part of the body, not the spirit. That's the key. That's the key. It's a nugget there. Okay. You decide to side with your brain. The spirit is fine. It's gonna be the one paying the bill, by the way. Then you pass, and who pays the bill? The spirit with karma. Okay, and the spirit's gonna say, "I told him no, but okay, I'm the one. I'm the one." Okay. Thank you, mate. Everyone watching, if you can, please stay for the last 2 minutes of the show. Have a great day. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, Alex. Cheers, mate.
Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start the new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from touching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you'd like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@thealexshow.tv. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.thealexshow.tv. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very